What you say? This is your man, Big Goldie, the Nupefromdaville, Steve. What up?
Man, I heard they talking about me. I can't worry about it. I can't worry about it. I can't worry about it. Fake friends switching on me. I can't worry about it. I can't worry about it. I can't worry about it. Heard they talking about the team.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Steve, Big Goldie, Nupefromdaville. Just came here to give you a few seconds. Just dropping in to give you my thoughts on this whole Jay-Z selling out Colin Kaepernick for this NFL deal. What's up with that? Somebody about to get paid. Money, money, money. Be for real. Is he a sellout though? Now I just wanted to drop my 2 cents because everybody's talking about it. Jay-Z being a sellout, selling out Colin Kaepernick and trying to get the dough, making this deal with the NFL. Now the deal says that he's going to be in charge of social justice and media, so like he would pick artists for the Super Bowl and other stuff that they're having. But I think the real problem here is the sincerity. Do we believe Jay-Z? Do we believe the NFL? Nope. Not at all. Now I think, really, over this time, I think that Jay-Z, is he really trying to betray Cap though? Let's look at it from a few different angles. Kaepernick, my man, Noop, he hasn't said a word. He's been doing his thing, his social justice on the side. He's been giving back, and you know, the money that he's made on top of that beautiful Nike contract, he's been doing what he was doing all along. And let's not forget that the original kneeling was to protest social injustice and the brutality that the brutality that everyday African American citizens were suffering at the hands of police, and it was going unchecked. It wasn't being looked into. Injustice. However, I'm guilty of it, just like everybody else. Once the NFL took a blind eye, and it was apparent that Colin Kaepernick, was being blackballed and couldn't get a job. Whether you think he was a good quarterback or a bad quarterback, I thought he was pretty good. He was a lot better than some of these doorknobs that's backup quarterbacks in the league right now. Anyway, it was obvious that there was collusion, as he just received a big settlement check from it. And it was obvious that because he stirred up all this emotions and unrest with all the NFL players and with all the NFL audience, they didn't want any parts to do with old Cap anymore. But me, just like everybody else, I stopped watching NFL. And let's not get it twisted. I love the NFL. I love football. I didn't even really play fantasy football anymore. I played a whole year of fantasy football without watching a game. Not one. Highlights will do. I was upset that Cap's not working. He should have a job in the NFL, and you can tell that he was done wrong. He was bamboozled, led astray, run amok. So we all jumped on the bandwagon of Kaepernick. Now everybody's on the bandwagon of Jay-Z's a sellout. But he said something really important. Colin Kaepernick did what he was supposed to do. He protested and brought light to an issue that was being overlooked. But that was 3+ years ago. Now what? He's still doing his thing. And a lot of people who have the most to say about him being a sellout and the most to say about him not honoring Black Lives Matter are the same people who go in and get their paycheck every day from somebody who's not doing them right. Be an activist in your own situation. One of his biggest detractors is Eric Reed, who was right along with Kaepernick, was taking a knee. I think he's still taking a knee. However, he's back in the NFL. And from the people he's so upset with, he accepts a paycheck from them every week. You mad, bro? Big man? Kaepernick even got a settlement for the collusion of the NFL owners trying to keep him out of the league. At that point, does he even really want his job back? I mean, are we mad about him not working? Are we mad about the social injustice? Because it was never, those two things were never, that was never the point in the first place. So we got to ask ourselves, what did we want? Was that ever clarified? Did anybody ever talk about it? Did we have a meeting? Because I think I missed it. Jay-Z doing this deal puts him in position. And that's what we want, is someone in position. Now, the only thing we don't know about this deal is whose side is Jay-Z on? Like, is Jay-Z in position for us? Or is Jay-Z in position for himself? Now, many people say that Jay-Z's in position for himself. He's a billionaire. Of course he's about the money. It's fitty. But is he really looking out for us? But don't we need somebody that looks like us in the owners' meetings, owning one of these teams that can make decisions? I mean, if you look at the complexion of the NFL, there's a whole lot of us in it. Maybe it's time that one of us own it. Imagine Jay-Z owns a team. Jay-Z is on a team, because whatever team he's going to own, they're going to give him a crap team to own. Maybe Jay-Z needs a new quarterback. Where could I find a quarterback? I wonder if I know any. Let me pick up my phone and see what Colin's doing today. Thought about that? In closing, I'm for the Jay-Z deal. I think with all that Jay-Z has done on the social justice front, that he deserves a wait and see from us. I mean, that man had enough business acumen to take himself out of the streets and become a billionaire. And I'm not really impressed with him being a billionaire. That's something. A rapper becomes a billionaire. That's something. But it's the fact that he's been able to rewrite his own narrative. And along the way, he got Jay-Z. He got Beyonce. Beyonce. That brother might know what he's doing. Well, he did cheat on her, so I don't know if he know what he's doing. Cause who does that? Hmm? At the end, I'm a Kappa, and just like Colin Kaepernick, I stand with Cap all day, every day. But we have to remember that, to me, Kaepernick is like Muhammad Ali. Yes, the Louisville Lip, who people seem to forget that when he protested and said he wasn't going to Vietnam and was willing to give up the belt and give up the championship and even go to jail for what he believed in, no one liked Muhammad Ali back then either. No one liked Muhammad Ali back then. We seem to forget because as he got older and that Parkinson's took over and he couldn't speak that well and he just became lovable, everybody's like, oh, I was always an Ali fan. Now you wasn't. You just forgot that part. Memories work like that sometimes. They get a little hazy. It's called selective amnesia. I stand with Cap. But I think at this point, just trying to look at the bigger picture, I'm going to wait. I mean, we all got judgment. We all have opinions, and you know to say about opinions. It's just like that brown stink ass. Everybody got one. But I'm going to hold a wait and see on Jay-Z, see what he's going to do. What do you think?
To these ugly girls, call my women milkshake and every flavor super thick. Yeah, I know my flow is ill, that's probably why I make you